All right. Okay. So I was saying I pulled out a few notes that I'll go over with you all. But essentially the event is your top chairmen and chairwomen in IM Academy who are giving their presentations either about trading itself or training around personal development, training around business and marketing, network marketing specifically. So it's a pretty wide range of topics that are covered. But I will go over the ones that I have for you all today. So Juan Diego, who is chairman 250, so that means he's getting $250,000 a month from the company. He says 95% of North Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Now, I want you to think about your relationship to that 95%. Are you part of that 95%? Do you know somebody who's part of that 95%? Do you have you ever experienced that in any way? And the majority of us on this call have. I know I definitely have experienced living paycheck to paycheck. Fortunately, I'm in a position to put money aside or through to invest it, not even put it aside, but invest it. And that's one of the things that connects us all here today. And then he said something that I felt was really interesting. He said, observe the masses and do the opposite. Now, I relate to that previous quote, 95% of North Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So that's the masses. That 95% is the masses. And, if you're somebody who doesn't want to live paycheck to paycheck, who wants to tap into the infinite abundance that exists in this universe, then we've got to do things differently than the majority of people. What does that even mean? That means 95% of the people we're connected with, we're going to be intentionally doing the opposite. So we're going to be losing relationships. We're going to be losing, situations, what we might consider at the time as opportunities. We're going to level up in a way that causes a paradigm shift. That is the goal. And I, in later calls, can facilitate you all through identifying and visualizing what that looks like for you, because it's not going to look the same for everyone, and that's okay. So make sure you're taking notes so you can kind of reflect and use this as a prompt to do some journaling, some writing later. That's why I have the simple quotes for you to go back and write or do a voice memo and just kind of reflect on what these mean to you. So the next one, new levels bring new devils. Darwin Lopez, Chairman 250 said that. And I absolutely relate to that. And I know there are people on this call who relate to that. Every time you level up, you expose yourself to, to different elements that you may have been, quote, protective from your lower consciousness or your lower awareness around what's happening. So when you're trading and you're building wealth, you're building your business, you're going to have people who come into your business who are attracted to what you're sharing, what you're showing, who, are on a low vibration. Their intention might be to take advantage of you. Their intention might be to, get money from you. Their intention might be to get some sort of resource from you without reciprocation. There could be new challenges with money that you've never experienced because you've never had to manage a large, like a 7-figure amount of money. I mean, maybe some of you on this call or who watch this later have, but I sure haven't. And I did a live while I was at the event. And there was a woman that I connected to actually at my first event which was March Madness of last year, or this past March Madness. And she said to consider, if I gave you $1 million right now, would you know how to manage it? Would you know what to do with it? Put a 3 in the chat if you've ever heard stories of people winning the lottery, blowing all the money, and being back doing their janitor job. True story. I heard about this guy who was picking up trash outside of homes, was like basically the trash man, won the lottery, spent it on drugs, sex, and jewelry, literally. And then not too long after, I think not even a year after, maybe a year, he was back picking up trash. So just know, I say all this to say, there are going to be challenges that we welcome. This is a paradigm shift. This is a change in mindset. We are not here to avoid risk. We are not here to avoid challenges. We're here to learn how to assess properly and take calculated risks, knowing when to pivot from an informed place, not from a place of fear. Okay. Next one. Oops. Are you ready for the responsibility that comes with being chairman? This is for the folks who want to build the business, who want to do the business side. That's just one avenue for you to have residual income. If that's you, I know there's at least one person on this call, Valerie, who wants to be chairman. Actually, two, me. Matter of fact, put a 7 in the chat if you want to be chairman. Put a 7 in the chat if you want to be chairman. Hold on, I can't look at the chat and share my screen, so I'm gonna log in on the other one again. Oh, it might not even show it. Let me go back. I want to see who wants to be chairman. Bet. Okay. Yes, 6 figures. Yeah, what? 6 figures. 6 figures monthly, Valerie. 6 figures monthly. If 6 figures yearly is what you want to go for, you are definitely gonna get that. 100%. Like, that's already done. You absolutely have that. Okay, cool. So good to know. So then in that case, yes, all of you consider this. Are you ready for the responsibility that comes with being chairman? I'm going to tell you what, just starting this business and having, let's see, 7 people, having 7 people actively in the business, it is something to manage. I tell you what, keeping track of everyone, creating systems to keep track of your volume, systems to keep track of, people's progress. And, I have for the astrology heads on the call, I have a Capricorn stellium, Capricorn moon. So of course I'm talking about systems. It's not for everybody, but it definitely helps me for business. But you might think of like the emotional labor when everybody is going through something. Everybody is going through something. Everybody has something challenging. So that means you're managing your own emotional stuff. And then you're holding space. You're in the position to hold space for others as well as they liberate themselves from barriers that have been keeping them from this infinite flow of abundance. Like if you're building a business, you have to consider what type of leader you're going to be. Are you ready for that? What does that look like for you? I'm asking questions in the form of questions so you all can write down the questions and reflect on this when you journal. Okay, and you can make some space to journal daily or at least once a week. Like once a week is like everybody on this call can do that. Or voice memo, whatever it is, however you reflect. Okay, next one. Matter of fact, put an 8 in the chat if you feel like you are ready for chairman for the responsibility that comes with being chairman. Because that means I'm about to tap you for some wisdom. Is anybody ready for chairman right now? Who will be ready for chairman? Put an 8 in the chat if you will be ready for chairman. Building myself up for it. 8, love it. Yes. Who will be ready for chairman? 8 in the chat if you will be ready, if you will it. Yes. Good, good, good. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. We'll be 8 soon. You embody that right now. You are chairman right now. You have to feel it. The energy is the key. The feeling is the secret. Okay. Okay. Perfect segue. Next bullet point. The future is the moment after you speak it or write it. Justin Goss, Chairman 250. The future is the moment after you speak it or write it. That's why I'm telling you to journal and or do voice memos. Affirmations, law of attraction. That's what this is speaking to. We're gonna be talking a lot about the law of attraction, actually. I don't want to skip ahead. What time is it? Yeah, I don't want to skip ahead, but if you can take it, well, when I stop sharing my screen, I've got a book that I want you all to take a screenshot of. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. The future is the moment after you speak it or write it. So speak it and write it. Know what your future looks like. I would also say visualize it. I would add see it, speak it, write it, see it. And then the last one that I want to go over here, faith, having complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Now, I was as I was reflecting on the word faith, I was like, it doesn't seem strong enough for me. For me, I'm somebody who I like know it. There's a knowing inside myself of like, oh yeah, I know that I'm going to be chairman. I know that I'm going to build a global business. So I think faith is like the precursor to knowing, to in your body, feeling it as if it's already happened. So you can kind of think about, consider, this is your prompt. Where are you on the gradient, on the scale of faith to knowing? Say faith is one end, knowing is the other end. Where are you on that line? Okay. As far as engagement on this call, if you have any comments or if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. Okay. Or you can unmute yourself. You can also unmute yourself. That's definitely an option. I believe y'all are able to unmute yourself. Let me know if you're not in the chat. Okay. So one particular presentation that I wanted to go over briefly, and I'm when I say briefly, I mean briefly, John Goman, I don't know if I'm spelling that right, John Goman, who is Chairman 100. So again, $100,000 a month. Apathy. This is the lower degree. We're gonna go from low to high. Apathy is the first degree. These are the folks who've given up, who are just kind of like floating. Let's see this. And he says the majority of the world is here. So put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. Grief, second degree. He described this as victimhood, blaming others for their problems versus holding the mirror up. I'm going to go through this fast, so hopefully you're able to take notes. Fear is the third degree. I can do it, but it's scary. Put a 4 in the chat if you've ever felt that. I've definitely felt that. I can do it, but it's scary. So fear requires you to, I kind of want to say indulge in self-reflection, and challenging yourself. Anger, the 4th degree, angry about your situation, angry about setbacks. So, you're not happy with what is right now. So that could be a source of motivation. And we're not judging any of these as good or bad. They just are. Courage. I'm fed up with YOLO. Finally decide to actively say yes to that which scares me. I'm fed up with YOLO. Finally decide to actively say yes to that which scares me. The next one, desire. And I wasn't writing fast enough to describe that, but desire, when I think of desire, I think of, again, the feeling in your body, wanting something, not being happy, not necessarily not being grateful for what is important, and wanting more, which is also okay. Purpose, 7 is purpose, being motivated by inspiration, aligning with something bigger than yourself. Think of what you're aligning with, and I like purpose. We'll definitely come back to that in future calls. Love, 8, the highest one is love, which is self-acceptance. All right, okay. And one of the things, so he described this as a pyramid. Love was at the top of the pyramid, and the base was apathy. And he described it as, if you try to skip from apathy to fear, or let's say if you try to skip from apathy to purpose, from 1 to 7, it's not going to be sustainable. If you're apathetic right now, you need to work on grieving, something that you lost, grieving something that, is not unsatisfactory. Then you can move to fear. Then you can be angry about it. If you're fearful right now, maybe you need to get angry, because that's the next step up. If you're angry, you're going to work on your courage to work through it, to say yes to that which scares you, and so on and so forth. So you're not going to skip from fear to purpose or love. You're probably going to get angry first, right? So we've got 1, apathy, 2, grief, 3, fear, 4, anger, 5, courage, 6, desire, 7, purpose, and 8, love. All right, so if you're not able to get all that, that's okay. I will be posting this on YouTube. One other thing I want to show you about that specifically is, let me take the, stop sharing my screen. Okay, so if you can see this book, Ask It and Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. It's phenomenal. It's unique. I'm not going to say too much about it, but in chapter 22, they actually have the same thing, but there are 1 to 22 degrees of transformation, right? So I can read those off to you. Let's see, I think that shows up backwards. So I'll read those off to you just to give you perspective, but it's probably, I would suggest getting the book to really allow yourself time to integrate this. But just to give you perspective, this is the scale of your emotions. So it's actually opposite. So the lowest, number 22, the lowest is fear, grief, depression, despair, and powerlessness. What I want you to do while I read this is identify where you are. Okay, what number you are. Pay attention. If it's you, write that number down. Okay, fear, grief, depression, despair, powerlessness is number 22. It's the lowest one, lowest vibration, lowest vibrating emotions. Number 21, one step up, is insecurity, guilt, unworthiness. Insecurity, guilt, unworthiness, number 21. 20 is jealousy. 20 is jealousy. 19 is hatred, rage. 18 is revenge. 17 is anger. 16 is discouragement. 15 is blame. 14 is worry. 13, doubt. 12, disappointment. 11, overwhelmment. You're overwhelmed. 10, frustration, irritation, impatience. 9, pessimism. 8, boredom. 7, contentment. 6, hopefulness. 5, optimism. 4, positive expectation, belief. 3, enthusiasm, eagerness, happiness. 2, passion. 1, joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation. Put the number that you are, and you might feel like you straddle two. Try to choose one, but if it doesn't really, if you can't, then put both numbers, but try to choose one. Put the number that you are in the chat. Put the number that you are in the chat. I'm probably, yeah, I think I'm like 5. I oscillate between 4 and 5, I would say. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, I love it. Okay, so this level of awareness is really going to help you with your trading. Okay. Trading is all about vibration. You're basically looking, and when you look at the chart, you're looking at how money vibrates in its own way in the market. So you need to be aware of how you're feeling, how you're vibrating when you trade. If you're angry, if you're sad, if you're upset, don't trade yet. Wait till you feel calm, wait till you feel peaceful, wait till you're able to focus and, you know, be optimistic, have clarity around what decision you are making in that moment regarding the trade you're taking. Okay. Definitely, I encourage you all to have almost, you know, a journal of how you feel when you trade. You can include how you feel when you trade in your trading journal. And by trading journal, if you have HFX, I'm referring to that Excel sheet that I've shared with y'all, the HFX discipline plating plan. And then the same one for Forex, there's a different table on Google Sheets. There's a note section. I always say, okay, I put a sell at this level. These are the confirmations. You can also put how you were feeling when you took that trade. Do not trade when you're tired. Do not do that. I promise you, it's probably not going to work out. So we've got Infinite says 10, patience is limited. 5, you're optimistic, always positive. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yes, love it. Valerie is 10 and 6. Gregory is at 17. And, you know, I will name that we're going to have all of these in us. It's not like when we level up, you know, we just erase the level behind us. It's going to be a part of us, and we can channel that and use that energy intentionally, but we always have the intention to vibrate higher. Okay. So I thought that was interesting that he had his, who was this again? John Goldman had his 8 levels of 8 degrees of transformation. And then you have in Asking It Is Given, the 21 levels of emotions. So I liked I made that connection, and I really like that he put that in there. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to start to, I'm going to give you a brief description of the things, the changes that are going to come to the platform. My intention for sharing this with you is so you know what you're getting access to, and when you see shifts in like how things are designed, you're not confused by that. So let me share my screen. All right. So the back office, those of you who are on the call, you all said you wanted to be chairman or chairwomen. You are going to get really familiar and friendly with the back office, because that's where you get to view everything for your business. But for those of you who are trading, you will also make changes, purchases and whatnot to what credit card you're using. If you're having, if you want to change packages, anything like that, you will also do that in your back office. That is im.academy. Okay, so the interface is going to improve. That means it's going to look different, and it is a gradual rollout. So it will gradually start changing. Okay. For those of you who are building the business, there will be more reports for you to track your business. And that's the main piece that I want you all to know. There will be new curriculum videos for all the packages, traditional Forex, HFX, and digital currency, DCX. So that means definitely watch all the videos now. So you will have that already, because they're going to replace those with new ones with better audio, with more up-to-date information, and just clear education. So definitely look out for that. For those of you who have seen the drop shipping curriculum for having online stores, they're going to revamp the ECX Academy as well. So you can look out for that. And then there's a lot of new products. I was not able to catch them all, but the main things that stuck out to me is there's going to be a Harmonics Pro. For those of you who already use the Harmonics scanner, which is automatically a part of the Elite and traditional Forex packages, this is going to be really, really fun, really precise signals. It's just improving every time they come out with something. There will be a stocks package coming out at some point. I didn't get a date for that, but that's a stocks curriculum will be coming out soon. Colors and harmonics are going to be available for HFX and crypto. Normally, we often use the harmonic scanner for traditional Forex MetaTrader trades, but there will be harmonics available for smaller time frames for crypto, or excuse me, for HFX, for binary, and then also for crypto, because we know if you've ever traded crypto in your demo, it moves different. Okay, so they have created that. There's going to be a new crypto mobile app for you to get signals to your phone. That's awesome for those of you who have the crypto or elite package. And that just basically means, instead of marking up the chart, you can get signals of buy and sell entries. And then, you can do your due diligence of just looking at the chart, marking it up to confirm what they're saying. But you can pretty much be sure, because it's educators who are giving the signals, 6 and 7 figure traders who are giving the signals based off of their markup. So I would say there's like 80–85% accuracy, but definitely check the news and do your due diligence as well. And then the top 8 strategies are going to be combined into one product. I would say this is definitely for folks who don't have the elite package. But even for those who have the elite package, who have access to all the apps already, it's going to be even better, because it's combining them into one, and the educators will be communicating with each other to give you that gold cup confirmation, in addition, alongside with the harmonic confirmation, right, and the DeLorean confirmation. So that, I'm super excited about that. So this is something that is super fresh that they announced this weekend. Um, put a 6 in the chat if you use TradingView. Put a 6 in the chat if you use TradingView to mark up your charts. Okay, so Valerie uses TradingView. Miranda uses TradingView. And if you don't know what TradingView is, ask the person who brought you in and watch your videos, because the videos are pretty much based on TradingView charts that have been marked up in TradingView. But that's where you mark up your charts. So basically the premise here is, instead of having to go to multiple websites, you can go to Quick, which will be a part of the company, and do everything in one spot there. It'll have something for news. So instead of having a separate window open for Forex Factory, it'll be included in your screen, your chart screen. You can customize it to have the news, to view the currency strengths, all that stuff. And you'll have access to charts for stocks, crypto, and currencies. So you can have it all in one place instead of separate windows. You can customize your trading windows. What's really cool is you can, so for those of you who've been on Go Live already, you know that they have their chart live that they're screen sharing with you. What they've created now is that the educators will be on Quick, so they can share their Quick chart with you, with all the markups that you can also add to. It's live in the live market. You can add to, you can take away the markups, you can move them around. It's not just like sharing a screenshot, which is what they have done in the past and what they do right now. They're sharing, right? They're sharing their actual trading screen to Quick, and you can access that and save it in your own. So that is amazing, because you can keep the chart markup of 6 and 7 figure traders, y'all. You don't have to do it from, so what I've been doing is I'll take what I've learned, I'll mark up my chart, then I'll share it with people in Discord and be like, look, what do y'all think about this? Do you see this? What do you see, right? But on the Go Live now, you can receive the chart of 6 and 7 figure traders, okay? That's a big deal. And then not only that, on the Go Live, if you ask a question about something that you see in the market that you've marked up, and you want the opinion of the educator, they can ghost ride your screen and see your chart markup. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. Just educators will be able to have the permissions to see your screen and move around. Say you drew a trend line, to make your trend line more precise, and give you feedback on exactly what your markup was. Yeah, right. I'm super excited about that. That is going to exponentially allow us to grow our awareness of how to mark up charts properly. Okay. Some people trade with naked charts. I personally don't do that. I know Luke, he's somebody who teaches a trading style of that. And it's pretty cool. But for those of you who do mark up charts and do look at the patterns, this is phenomenal. What else? Demo trade, that's another feature that's in-house. Instead of having to go to the broker and create a demo account and then a real account, you can just start on a demo account that's where it's not possible to start a real account, which could be helpful for some. But it's all in the same platform, in the Quick platform. So it's all right there. You can integrate and build your own indicators. So I personally know traders who've been trading for decades, and they have their own strategies. They have their own indicators that they've built. So that's for the folks who have been trading for a while. That's a feature for them. So we're looking at a 2022 rollout for this. So definitely stay tuned for quick. Super excited about that. The guy who created that, he goes by Wall Street. I think his real name is like Jimmy or Jesse or something like that. But you might be able to find him on Instagram. For YouTube, I will find his Instagram and I'll put it in the in the description. All right. So now for the last 15 or so minutes, I want to talk to the people who are interested in building the business or who have already started. So if that's not you, I am so happy you were able to make it, that you were able to hop on. But this next part are for the folks who want to build a business and be entrepreneurs. And if you're about to hop off, feel free to, and you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself or type it in the chat. Okay. So for those of us who are building a business, can you put your rank in the chat so I know? If you're unranked, you can just put unranked. Okay, we got a couple unranked. Okay, 3. Okay, so the first step for you all is for the unranked folks to get to and free. I want to support you in that. Getting to and free it's not something that I can judge as hard or easy. You will just want to just share this as much as possible. And I would like to work with you all to come up with a plan to do that. For those of you who, if I offer for the next week to check in with you all every single day about your plan for getting to and free, would you all want to do that? Would you all show up for that? Put a 2 in the chat if yes. Don't put a 2 in the chat if it's a no. if it's an unsure, it's not a yes. I want enthusiastic yeses only. Okay. So okay. All right, cool. So what I would like to do is create a schedule. Some of you have already started that work doing. I started doing that work with you all, creating a schedule, a routine that that is accessible to you, that's sustainable to you for the week, that you can stick to. All right. This schedule is going to include times to reach out to people, times to create Instagram posts, times to create Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever your social media style is, to create posts and promote yourself and promote trading. And then I just will be checking with you about having calls with people. So I'm available for what we call 3-way calls. If you have somebody who's interested, but you don't want to put them on the op call for whatever reason, or they're not available at the time we have the op call, which is Thursday at 9 Eastern. We have that every week for new people to try out HFX. Then I'm available for 3-way calls. Okay, and basically on that call, you would what we call edify me. You would introduce me essentially, and then I will basically do a demo trade for them on the call, live on the call, or just kind of like facilitate them in identifying why they're interested. And then let's see, and I would say you want to hit 2 and free. So I would expect at least like three-way calls that week. Don't overthink it. If you know somebody who might be interested, just be like, hey, I just started trying to, no, not trying. We don't say trying. I just joined this business, or I just joined this educational opportunity to learn how to trade. I'm really excited about it. You want to try it out with me? I think it could be really fun. You don't have to know anything about trading to just share the fact that people can, obtain financial freedom through trading, which is, 100% the truth. Just tell them the truth. I want financial freedom, and I know that I can obtain that through this avenue. And not only that, there's many other resources that I just mentioned. And then message me. I will give you my schedule, and then you can confirm with them on setting the time. And usually I meet with people via Zoom or Instagram video conference. And let's see, who wants to do this? Okay, Dama, Valerie, and Gregory. Oh, and Infinite. Okay. So I want you all to send me your purpose. You can text it to me, you can email it to me, you can Instagram message me, but I want you to send me your purpose. This could be your purpose for joining IM, your purpose for learning how to trade, your purpose in life, your purpose for obtaining financial freedom, because, chairman is nothing. Chairman is just a vehicle. Chairwoman is just a vehicle. It gets you somewhere. Where is that somewhere? That's what I want to know for you. And then I want you to come up with 5 names of people that you're going to reach out to. And remember, you're going to schedule either three-way calls with me, or you're going to get at least 3 people on the Thursday op call, Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then, and I think that'll be it for now, because I don't want to overwhelm you all. So 3-way calls. I want you to send me your list of 5 people. You can either screenshot it or just text it to me, email it to me. And then you're going to call every single one of those people. If you have their number, you're going to Instagram, you can voice message them, voice memo them. If you're not sure how to reach out to the person, just text me. I will walk you through it. Okay. I'm making myself available every single day this week. Okay. If I do not reach out to you, I need you to reach out to me. Do not be afraid to reach out to me, especially after 5 p.m. But even during the day, the reach out needs to be a text message, but I will get back to you. Okay. If you have a question about something after 5, we can definitely hop on a call real quick, answer your question, or just do the 3-way call. What did I say? Okay. So yeah, 5 names, 3-way calls. This is the 2 and free crew. Everybody who put a 6 in the chat, or no, excuse me, a 2 in the chat. These are the folks that I will be reaching out to, and who I will expect to reach out to me for questions, and to schedule 3-way calls. Any questions about that? Okay. So we have a call, an IBO call, is that at 8 or is that at 9? Anybody know? Hold on. IBO training, yeah, 9. So we have an IBO call at 9 p.m. Eastern. If so everybody who's still on the call, you need to be on that call. Okay. Don't come at me Tuesday and on, ask me a whole bunch of questions that were answered on this call. Okay. This training is literally for people who want to build the business, who are just starting and don't understand anything. Okay. They go over the back office, they go over how to have your legs, they go over, has anybody on the call been on the IBO training call?
Yes,
Okay.
it's awesome with Nina.
Go ahead.
With Nina, yes, she's amazing. And sometimes Ellie, they usually host the call.
Okay. What kind of stuff have they gone over when you've been on the call?
They definitely go over the structure, how to place, how the IPO structure basically works. Nina gives a lot of good tips. She gives a lot of good tips, like just beginner tips and how to present it or how to share it. She shares a lot with people that she just meets every day, and she always shares like her experience,
Okay.
just kind of bringing it up.
And then Dama, can you share what they've taught when you were on the calls? I know sometimes they're different.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes she shares her, like what Valerie says, she shares her experience and she shares about how to build the legs and the past people who got to chairman. Like she shows their photos and talks about a little about some of their backgrounds and how they got there. And it's not an easy route, but it's something that they did and they just stuck to it because of consistency. You have to be consistent throughout the business, even though like it gets tough. But she said if you see it through from till the end, you'll get there eventually.
That's right. Yeah. You got to know, you got to have faith. You got to have faith. Beautiful. So definitely hop on that at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's in about an hour. And so you can get that perspective. Let's see. Any questions? Any comments? Any requests? Is there anything you all need from me or each other?
I have a question. It's a question about cold calling because I've tried it a few times. It's easier than having to text someone, but at the same time, it's like hard to get somebody on the call through that.
Cold calling. So this is somebody that you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you started to build the relationship? Like what platform are you connecting with this person? How did you connect with them?
Oh, first, I connected through social media. Some of these were people I've connected with in the past, and I've had their numbers and their email. But now I'm kind of going back to like trying to reach out to them again. And it's like hard to get them on the call, or they just say yes and they don't ever get on the call.
Okay. So for that situation, what has worked for me is to continue to build the relationship. So identifying ways that we are connected, identifying things that we mutually like, and usually I'm able to tell that by what they have on their social media profile. And the types of things they post. And so I might comment on something they post, like it. Some people have a formula, like 3 things and comment on 1, but the whole point of that is to build the relationship. So it actually warms it up a little bit. It's not completely cold. And then when you are hosting something, when you have, like we've done our live chart markup sessions or whatever you do that you're willing to invite a prospect on, you can do that so they can start to get that exposure, and you're giving them value. You're letting them know, hey, I am able and willing to show up for you if you're willing to show up for yourself. But I would say the core of it is to continue to build a relationship. There's no timeline for that, especially with the cold market. I think it's good that you already have a connection with this person or these people. They to the point where they gave you their contact information. So clearly they trust you to a certain extent. So now it's time to just continue to deepen that trust and deepen, your viability. Some people are able to build trust when you bring in other people. That's why I like inviting prospects on calls, because it's like, oh, it's not, this person is actually human. They they actually, the way that they talk, their values overlap with mine. And what they're saying makes a lot of sense. And that starts to build the connection. And then there's other people who are sharing value as well. Oh, I could learn from them. I could really benefit from this. You need to figure out ways to expose them to the multiple levels of value they can get through this, because it's trading, but it's so much more.
Okay.
Does that resonate with you?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But I will certainly reach out to them again, because I've reached out to a few on the list, and I still have more to go, but I will definitely go and circle back on that.
Circle back, yeah. And then as far as them not showing up, the way that I try to guard against that is, the whole, if I send you this link, will you show up? If I send you, that doesn't work every time, but sometimes it kind of just puts the person on notice of like, are they lying to themselves? And then if they are lying to themselves, then that's information for you. They might not be the right person for your business anyways, or to even start trading. They just might not be there yet. That doesn't mean they won't get there. So it's okay if people don't show up. Just keep reaching out to more folks. And the people who don't show up, I usually like leave them alone for a couple weeks. But still, like, I'm still sharing stuff in my stories. I can see that they're watching it. So I know that they're having that cognitive exposure. They might just need, more exposure to get used to the idea.
Okay. What actually did work for me was I did an ad on Craigslist. I did it,
okay.
I think several times, and I've gotten like 2 or 3 people off of it. So that's something
that's awesome. I haven't
does work. It's just that you have to be more consistent with it.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Okay. Yeah, you kind of cut out there for a second, but I haven't gotten into the purchasing ads part of it. So that's cool that has worked on Craigslist.
Actually, you don't have to purchase ads on Craigslist. I did it because Ellie showed me a trick where
your signal went out.
I didn't have to purchase it, and I put it in as like a free class or something, and that's what I did. And I did it for like different states. But the thing with Craigslist is sometimes like whoever's reading your post, they sometimes flag it as like spam and they take it down. So you got to kind of keep posting it.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I will say, when you post on Craigslist, have a vetting process for these people.
Yeah. No, but when I put it, I kind of put it for them to get on the app call.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so they can see the business and get exposed to what we do in the business. So
I love that.
I kind of do it that way. And so so I kind of put the app call as like a free class. That's what I do.
That's so smart, Dama. That's so smart. Because and that's what I like about our mastermind network is there's so many things to leverage. So you're not the one having to, do every single thing. So definitely use those Thursday night app calls to expose people. You're not the one who needs to be talking about it if you haven't been trading. If you don't feel comfortable with it, don't try to explain it. Just direct the person to either your upline, a mentor, or the op call. We call those funnels. So directing them to the op call is one stage of the funnel. Directing them to a three-way call can be either stage 1 or stage 2. So yeah, thanks for the question. Any other questions? And I'm gonna let y'all go. Any other questions? Miranda, nice to meet you. I don't know who you are. Can you introduce yourself? Who brought you in?
This is Infinite. This is one of my people I was telling you about. One of my good people that I was telling you about that was looking into signing up and becoming a part. And Miranda, you there?
Beautiful. Nice to meet you. Oh. All right, cool. Well, I'm glad you got some exposure to the crew.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you all. Thanks for inviting me, Infinite.
I'll show you guys exactly what
I have.
Yeah. With these,
Yeah,
these are big money.
I was just saying, she go everywhere I go. We move like that. She's a powerful person, so I figured it'll be pleasant. It'll be perfect alignment and timing for her to tap in right now and get a feel for who you are and how you do what you do. We appreciate you, Muriel, and thank you for showing us.
Of course. I'm so glad you all made it. I am happy. It just makes me so happy when we're able to get together like this. Because you'll notice when you get on different calls, they have their own way of allowing us to relate to each other. I tend to be more relational on my calls. That's why I often ask folks to show themselves and introduce themselves. Hi, nice to meet you. Yay. So yes, welcome. So happy. I am available if y'all have any questions. You already know. But yeah, any other questions? All right.
Let's build this empire.
Yay! Yeah. Let's do it. And
let's build the empire. Build it.
Potentially.
Let's build it. Let's build it. Let's build it.
We doing it. We doing it. I love it. I love the energy. Definitely keep an eye out for some version of Money and Mindset Mondays. Infinite and I are starting conversations about that. She's definitely enthusiastic about contributing to that. So that is in the works, y'all. For those of you, I think Valerie, you're and Adama, y'all are the main OGs who've been either on the meditation calls or on the Money and Mindset Mondays. So maybe we can combine, because we kind of started marking up charts on Mondays. So maybe we can do some sort of intentional exercise at the beginning of that. Yeah. All right. Well, peace and love, everyone. Be safe, be happy, be joyful. I definitely encourage you all to get on the IBO call. If you are new, be on new member orientation. Matter of fact, please put how many times you have been on Wednesday's new member orientation. How many times have you been on it? 1? Have you been on it twice? Have you been on it 5 times? Please put that in the chat so I have a idea of kind of where you are. I always said 50 times. Oh yeah, Infinite. I already know. Yeah. You'll get that. If it's 0 times, put 0, but put in the chat how many times you've been on new member orientation and estimate if you don't know it exactly. Okay. Okay. All of them. Okay. So, great. So I would say definitely get on new member orientation at least 5 times. The information is generally the same, but we human, we be given nuggets when as they flow through us. So it's not always exact same, and there's always new gems every single one. So that is at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single Wednesday. And so they go over our Discord app, our community way of connecting. They go over traditional Forex trading and harmonic. Ellie shares her X Factor strategy that she created and is bomb. And then somebody usually goes over HFX binary trading. Okay, so and then, okay, I'm going to tell you the schedule right now, and you can access this in the team schedule drop down in Discord. But Thursday is our opportunity call. Like I mentioned, this is where you can invite prospects on to basically witness a live trade in HFX binary options. Okay, we don't, for the traditional Forex op, we basically share signals with them. It's not a live thing because for those of you who trade traditional Forex, it can be longer term. The trade is probably not going to close for like an hour, 15 minutes or more, sometimes multiple days. But for binary, you're closing a trade in 1 minute to 3 minutes for the most part, at least on this op call. So they can see a live action view of trading in the live market Thursday at 9. And then we have our team call, our family call every single Sunday at 8 p.m. If you don't know everybody in the mastermind, get on that call so you can start to meet people. And then today, like I said, we have our Tuesday, tomorrow is our live HFX trading. And it is a training, but basically our leaders, Ellie, Rhonda, and Sean. Sean's been trading for about a decade, about 7 years. Rhonda's been trading for Rhonda and Ellie have been trading for 4 going on 5 years. So they trade HFX live with us, call signals, answer questions. It's a beautiful thing. They do go pretty fast. So just know that, but you need to be exposed to it. So go ahead and hop on, even if it doesn't make sense. And it will as you get through your curriculum and go on Go Labs. All right, that's all I got for y'all. Thank you for sticking through this call. I know it was longer, but hopefully it was worth it. And I look forward to seeing you all on calls throughout the week. Peace. Nice to meet everyone.
Thank you, Muriel. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Muriel.
You're welcome. Peace.
Thank you.